Number 9 Baylor Bears stun Number 5 Oklahoma State Cowboys to capture Big 12 football championship. Arlington, Texas, Dezmon Jackson came up inches short on a desperate fourth down dive in the final seconds for Oklahoma State, knocking the 5th-ranked Cowboys out of contention for a spot in the 4-team playoff. "Just heartbreak," Cowboys guard Josh Sill said. Baylor safety Ja'Aaron McVee knocked Jackson out of bounds without letting him reach the pylon with 24 seconds remaining in the Big 12 championship game Saturday, preserving a 21-16 victory for 9th-ranked Baylor. The Bears' win came a year after they went 2-7 in Coach Dave Aranda's debut last season. "This moment is something they can never take away," Bears linebacker Terrell Bernard said. Aranda recalled Oklahoma State coach Mike Gundy telling him that winning is hard before an earlier meeting between the teams. The title game was a sure example of that. Blake Shapen, starting again for injured Jerry Bohanon, right hamstring, threw 3 TDs while completing his first 17 passes as Baylor, 11-2, took a 21-3 lead in the first half, but the Cowboys, 11-2, rallied back, then went 89 yards on 17 plays on that final drive before their Big 12 and national championship hopes wound up just shy. After having first and goal from 2 following a pass interference penalty, Jackson gained a yard and was held for no gain before an incomplete pass by Spencer Sanders. On 4th down from the 1, Jackson tried to sweep wide left, but with McVee in pursuit, he barely missed while trying to reach the pylon in the front corner of the end zone. "When I saw the running back with the ball, I thought I've got to run this guy down," McVee said, who wasn't even sure where the ball was when the tackle was made. "The ref signaled not a touchdown, so when I saw that I was pretty happy. They made a good play. It's not 27's fault," Gundy said, referring to Jackson. Sanders threw 4 interceptions, 1 by McVee, and the Cowboys were without leading rusher Jaylen Warren because of his lingering ankle and shoulder issues. There would need to be some chaos, in the form of an upset or 2 in other conference title games later in the day, for 3rd-time Big 12 champion Baylor to have a chance to be in the Final Four for the first time when the CFP rankings come out Sunday. Aranda passed on politicking for the playoff. Baylor's 11 wins match a school record and came after the 2-7 record last year, when the pandemic wiped out spring drills when he was coming off a national championship as LSU defensive coordinator. "I'm sure it will work out the way it's supposed to," he said. Baylor won with 242 total yards of offense, only 36 after halftime. Shapen finished 23 of 28 for 180 yards passing overall. Oklahoma State had a 3-0 lead on Tanner Brown's 23-yard field goal setup after all-purpose Baylor back Tristan Ebner fumbled on the opening drive of the game. Sanders threw picks on the next 2 drives, setting up Baylor with short fields for 3-play TD drives, a 2-yard TD pass to wide-open tight-open Ben Sims and Drew Estrada's 4-yard scoring catch, Baylor's 21-3 lead, and the Cowboys' largest deficit this season, came after an incredible 13-yard diving catch by Tyquan Thornton with a defender on his back with 5.5 minutes left in the first half. The Cowboys got within 21-16 on Brown's 20-yard field goal with 8.17 left. That was set up after Ebner muffed a punt recovered by Khari Black, who had ended the first half by deflecting a field goal attempt that came up woefully short. McVee had his interception early in the second half, but Baylor failed to get a first down. Instead of punting from their own 36, the Bears went for it on 4th down and Shapen had to just throw the ball away without an open receiver. 8 plays later, Dominic Richardson scored on a 4-yard run for the Cowboys. "I told the team in the locker room how proud I was that they've done everything we've asked them to do since January," Gundy said. "Came up just a few inches short, but I also made them aware of that doesn't have anything to do with what they've accomplished this year." Much different. The Bears' season last year ended with a 42-3 home loss to Oklahoma State. Asked if he could contrast the way last season ended with how his second year played out, Aranda simply said, "No. The takeaway: Baylor. The Bears won the 2013 Big 12 title outright and shared in 2014 with TCU, both of those coming during a 6-season stretch when there wasn't a championship game for the conference. Baylor lost to Oklahoma in the title game 2 years ago. Oklahoma State. Sanders had 7 interceptions in the 2 games this season against Baylor, though the Cowboys won the first meeting 24-14 on October 2. The first pick Saturday was right to the defender, and the second one was picked off by leaping linebacker Matt Jones when Sanders, under pressure, tried to throw off his back foot toward the sideline. The other 2 interceptions were tipped passes. Oklahoma State, also without standout center Danny Godlewski, had only 70 yards rushing on 40 carries, 8 yards per carry. Up next, Baylor. A New Year's 6 bowl game, going to the Sugar Bowl if not in the playoff. Oklahoma State. Waiting to find out which bowl game awaits.